focus for this interview session.
As the executive chairman of Mangu local government, sometimes in October 2024, actually what I met on ground was a demoralized civil service, and the civil service to me at that time was demoralized, and the reason for the demoralization mostly is because the salary structure at the local government level at that time was very, very low. And again, I discovered many staff were not coming to work constantly. Sometimes some come 2 times, 3 times in a week, which is quite not good. And when I tried to find out, I discovered that the problem was even avoiding transportation was a difficult task to so many because of the low salary structure at that time. And I also discovered that some of the reason was due to maybe lack of proper supervision, because even some of the directors were not consistent in office. So when I came in, I had an interface with the staff, and we sought to find out exactly what the problem was, and they told me exactly what I have just said. With the increase in salary, minimum wage, the whole situation has improved dramatically, because you are aware the 70,000 minimum wage approved by the federal government is already implemented at the state and the local government level in Plateau State. This has gone a long way in boosting the morale of the staff. In my mind was to ensure that all the potholes within Mangu local government, particularly the Mangu town, are filled up. The situation was a very bad one. There were a lot of potholes. Some of them were so bad that motorists could hardly move on some of the roads, particularly the roads between the Union Bank and the local government secretariat was an eyesore. Most motorists preferred to take alternative routes, which was very, very difficult at that time. And again, most of the accidents within the town happened around those areas because the roads were too bad. So the first thing I think of handling was the roads, and I did exactly that. And again, we discovered that there were many ongoing projects that people were actually yearning to see their completion, and our administration did exactly that. For instance, some of the projects at PSC, Piangiji and Gindri, that one was nearing completion, was almost completed. But for quite a long time, that project has been there. If you look at the clinic is very, very bad. It's just like some of these shanty rooms, houses in the village. So they were really in their need of that clinic, but the work was almost completed, but abandoned to the extent that it was becoming dilapidated again. So we had to fix it within the 100 days. Other PSC, Kaswang Ali, We also have PSC Joacom. There's also a PSC in Fungia. There's a PSC also in Mangun. We have PSC Chakfem and PSC as well, Jepal. Yes. So these 7 primary healthcare clinics, some are laboratories where some of them were about to be completed, but they were ongoing. So we have completed. We have also completed a primary school that was started by a community, and the name of that community is Kwaras Bunga in Mangu town. It's a new settlement. We have already fixed that. There can't be any meaningful development without finances. And as you rightly pointed out, our sources of revenue or finances is the statutory allocation from federal government and the internally generated revenue, which by right and based on provision of the Constitution were empowered to collect. When we came in, the revenue, internally generated revenue was very, very bad. So bad that we needed to do something urgently to take care of the situation. For instance, in Mangu town, the Mangu market, the popular Mangu market, when we came in, I was told that the revenue had gone down to as low as 300 and something thousand, which calls for emergency action. So we looked at the revenue profile of the council generally at that time and discovered that we needed to do something urgently to salvage the situation. Because when we came in, apart from the fact that there was no funds at that time in the council, and we needed to get some things done immediately, and so we had no alternative than to make sure we take immediate actions to improve the revenue so that we can get some of those things done. One of the immediate things we did, our main revenue, our main internally generated revenue is from the markets. We know we are an agricultural local government, and we derive most of our revenue, internally generated revenue, from agricultural products. And when we came in, we had to look at the reasons why the revenue had to drop that much. And when we discovered that most of the revenue was diverted by people that were collecting, or staff that were collecting the revenue, we immediately changed most of them. We changed, make immediate changes, and we made it a kind of a competition. This team will collect for 1, 2, or 3 weeks, and then we take them out. Whether the revenue is increasing or not, we take them out and bring in new team. And because of that kind of competition, we said everybody wanted to ensure that he is the best so that he can be maintained. And as a result of that, the revenue profile moved up immediately. So from that 300 that I told you, for instance, in a Mangu town, from that 300 that I told you, when we introduced that measure ending November, the revenue immediately jumped to 1,103,000. So, and the next week it went up to, just Mangu town, the next week it went up to 1,400,000. And when we discovered that it started coming down again to 825,000, we quickly changed the team. The first assignment, the first collection, the first week in the Mangu town alone, we collected 1,610,000. In the second week, collected up to 1,700,000, and then the third week went up to 1,800,000 and something thousand. So it kept on going up. But we intend to make changes again so that the situation will keep on improving. I am telling you what happened in Mangu market. Other markets we took actions too, and we saw improvement of not less than 200%. So honestly, since we came in, I will comfortably tell you that the revenue of the council has improved this improvement in the revenue collection is still very, very low compared to the actual amount that can be collected in the markets. So I believe that if we introduce technology, definitely there is tendency that the revenue profile will increase by not less than 500%. So now we are operating at about, let's say, 300% of increase from the time that we made the revenue. But there's one good thing I want to say here that will all interest our viewers. The major reason why the revenues have been very down is because the monies hardly get to the banks, to our account. Before they get to our account, they are pilfered, and we discussed at the level of Jack, and we came to the conclusion that we do not have a credible platform to collect revenues, and therefore the platform of the Internal Revenue Board, Plateau State Internal Revenue Board, is now going to be used in collecting the revenues, and we believe that if that is done, the sky is going to be our limit in terms of revenue generation. And I think we do not have any option than to do that, because we cannot continue to rely on statutory allocation given the dwindling economy and the fact that anything can happen at any time. There could be glut in the oil market, and you know what translates into revenues to the council. So I think that by the grace of God, and at the end of this year, we expect to see tremendous increase in internally generated revenue of the councils. The security situation had significantly improved. But like I told you, up till today there are attempts of attacks left, right and center, issues of kidnapping, issues of isolated killings, and so on and so forth. So when we came in, we had an interface with the security structure in the local government area, and we strategized on how to put these killings, isolated killings and attacks behind us. Issues of kidnapping was very, very high when we came in, particularly along in the axis areas, Chanso axis and so on. But the security really worked around the clock and ensured that the problem is brought to the barest minimum. We will not celebrate yet that we are there, but I assure you the situation has improved significantly. And we also had engagements with various stakeholders. Even the natives and the Fulanis, we had series of engagements with a view to ensuring that the spirit of oneness is inculcated, ensure that peace and harmony comes back to the land the way it used to be. So that is what we have done so far. And when we came in also, we made sure all the vehicles that were bad, security vehicles and motorcycles that were bad, were repaired. We ensured that fuel was made available for the security apparatus, and we also ensured that the allowances of the security agencies were paid as at when due. And as a result of that, we have continuously seen the effort being put in place by the security agencies to sustain the peace in the local government. Our policy thrust is towards self-reliance. That is the major thing, self-reliance. So any project around self-reliance is what that will ensure self-reliance is what actually gladdens our hearts. So for that reason, we are thinking of embarking on projects and policies that will assist the populace in becoming self-reliant, particularly the teeming youths in the local government area. So one of those programs we are thinking is to boost agriculture. In Mangu local government, over 90% of the populace are farmers, and we have a lot of challenges. The kind of challenges we have are so numerous that government has to come in to really provide necessary infrastructure in order to push agriculture. At the moment, most of the agricultural activities in the local governments are done in the rainy season. Dry season farming is relegated to the background, mostly because the facilities to encourage farmers to go into that are not available. With the global warming and that is being experienced globally everywhere, you know exactly what I'm talking about, that the waters are drying up, the desertification, we call desert encroachment. Even areas that used to witness a lot of rainfall beginning to have shortages of rainfall. Even streams and rivers that used to be full in the dry season to usually dry up. Most times dry up when the dry season is at the middle. So when there is no adequate water, there can be no irrigation. So we are thinking of constructing some art dams to preserve the water so that our farmers can leverage on such facilities to boost agriculture. Apart from the art dams, there are other measures such like solar. That is the major thing that we are thinking of in the agricultural sector. We believe that if that is done, our teeming youths will have something to do. The government is doing a lot to promote agriculture. His Excellency Barrister Kali of Manifesto Mutual, you are a living witness, is doing just enough to ensure that we even go into mechanized farming in Plateau State. So the truth is that, you know, of some of his policies, he has created what we call commodity market in Plateau State. Some of these grains that are produced by the farmers are bought and stored for the rainy day. That way it will stabilize the price. Before then, the middlemen used to take advantage of the absence of government in that area to determine the price and decide at any point to bring down the price to a level that it will not help the farmer completely. But with this innovation, the tendency is for the farmer to benefit tremendously from his labor, and by so doing, agriculture will definitely be encouraged. And you are also aware that a lot of effort is ongoing. Hepang Airport an international cargo market, an international cargo airport. If that happens, it means that our agricultural products can be transported to other countries direct from here. You know what that translates into. If our agricultural products are sold in the international market in dollars, you know that what that translates into. So in Mangu local government, we want to seize the advantage of that, so that more people can also benefit from that innovation to reduce poverty and unemployment in the local government area. Again, we are talking of we're planning to engage on skill acquisition programs, and these skill acquisition programs we intend to concentrate on skills that are rare, skills that are in high demand, skills that when acquired, the services of our youths will be employed at any point in time, not necessarily within the local government area, even outside the state. So we are concentrating on skills, very rare skills, though the intention is to get our people out of this unemployment. It is also going to also boost the revenue profile of the local government area. One other very important project that I want to leave as a legacy is to construct not less than 2,000 multipurpose hall within in Mangu town. And this multipurpose hall, we intend to make it one of its kind that will attract people from all over the country to even carry out functions in those halls. We are using it to achieve two things. One, it will attract people to the local government. Very important workshops and programs can be cited in Mangu local government, and as a result of that, people will see the potentials of the council and begin to and decide to even invest in areas of their choice. And secondly, that will boost the internally generated revenue of the council, because you know our people like celebration. Yes, they like celebration, weddings and others. So I'm sure people will always book ahead of time. So I believe also that that will continue to improve the security situation of the local government, because as more and more people come into the local government and share ideas, and that spirit of oneness is being inculcated everywhere. Tendency is for even the evil ones that are hatching trouble will also want to key into the need to identify with that kind of giant strike. And again, Mangu local government, if you look at it, is the town, Mangu town, is at the end of the day, it will be a glorified slum because of lack of planning. If you go to the local government, you discover that there is no proper planning, no proper road mapping, and as a result of that, the town is expanding quite sure, but not taking into consideration, or the modern way of town planning is not being injected. So it's one of the things that we are looking out for, to begin to bring in town planning, to ensure that we develop a master plan for the local government headquarters, which already is ongoing. The master plan is being handled at the moment, so that subsequent development within the town will conform with modern standards, to avoid a situation where we continue to have shanty towns or shanty settlements. And in view of that, at the moment, already there is a plan on ground to construct 6.5 kilometer roads within the town, not only in Mangu local government, but all the local government councils in the state. You know, during the administration of our father, His Excellency David Jonah, he constructed 5 kilometer roads, and in most local government, those are the only third roads that you can see within the major towns. Now it's going to be 6.5 kilometer roads, and apart from that, there are plans on ground to ensure that we do more in addition to what the state government has agreed to do. For instance, we have concluded plan to fix the grader we have, and we are looking forward to having more of these equipments for road construction. At least, even if we don't have the resources, through direct labor we can construct roads to the point of maybe surface dressing. If we cannot achieve surface dressing, we can achieve feeder roads. But once we have earth-moving equipments, I assure you that a lot of turnaround is going to be done in the road network of the local government area. Remember that the only major third road that we have in the local government is the one that passes from Barkin Ladi through the local government area to Panshin and Shandam. Those ones were constructed by the federal government. But if you go to Mangu local government, we are deficient in terms of roads. So these are one of the areas that we want to really concentrate. Some of us that are just coming in as chairman, we do not have any option than to follow the footsteps of our master to deliver the dividend of democracy to the people. We are product of the same vision. And I want to assure the people of Plateau State and the people of Mangu local government in particular that leave no stone unturned to ensure that the dividend of democracy is brought down to the grassroots. We will do everything humanly possible to deliver good governance and ensure that the people smile and ensure a turnaround in virtually all the gamut of the society. The people of Plateau State should look forward to more developmental projects at the local government and at the state. So much that at the end of the day, by the grace of God, the people will continue to yearn for His Excellency to come back. That is our promise.
It's a global village and interaction made easy. Teen City This Morning is a live talk show program which will be showcasing happenings in Plateau State, Nigeria, and the world at large. We shall be bringing to you live interviews with the political and business class, feed you with updates within the sports and entertainment circle. Beam the beauty of our culture and tourism to the world. Teen City This Morning, touching all aspects of life.